crafty friends. Today I'm going to be working on another Happy Place Club challenge by the Reset Girl. I am so loving working with the new refresh collection for the month of March, and so I was kind of on a roll and was just working, filming videos and creating a few pages at a time. And so today the Traveler's Notebook that you saw there is all about the challenges that I've been working, all are Corey's challenges. And so I have two books now, and one is complete and this one still has a few pages, so I gotta make sure I finish it. That beautiful bowl there is actually a little trinket bowl that I made a long time ago. I was teaching a class here at home and we made that from magazine cuttings. It was a really fun project to do. So unfortunately, I do not have a sketch to show you, but I do have one. I just don't have one that I can show you because I ended up just sketching it on a little piece of paper. I did not make it to my large composition notebook just yet. But once I have the design and then once I create the page, it's easy for me to go back and just add it there. So today I'm going to be working not only with the refresh collection, but also with some of Corey's digital products. These flowers came from the Print and Snip shop. I wanted to show you, a few people have asked me about my fussy cutting and what kind of scissors I use, and so maybe you already know this, but I thought, well, I'll just show it. I didn't cut it out of the video so that you could see how I do my fussy cutting. So what I do is my right hand kind of tends to be steady, and my left hand is the one that does the moving. So I move the image around the scissors rather than the scissors around the image, if that makes sense. And I just go all the way around and you'll see I end up with one single piece. I just basically cut the smaller image from the page and just work with one little, image. Once I want to get to the final, details, then I go ahead and actually use the scissors, the inside of the scissors with my right hand, and cut those little extra white pieces around the leaves. So I hope that kind of made sense. And maybe you did find it useful or not. I hope you did. So now I'm going to move on to the main part of the design of the page. And as you can probably guess, it's going to be a wreath. Now this second flower, you didn't get to see me cut because I just wanted to show you one. I'm drying my hands now. My hands sweat a lot. It's called hyperhidrosis, and it's probably one of the worst things that can happen to someone who likes to draw and work with crafts. But you know what? It was the hand I was dealt. I always tell my kids, we all have something, right? We all have a little something. And for me, it's my sweaty hands, and I hate to tell you, my sweaty feet too. But anyways, that's why you see me holding that paper towel under there. I don't want to go into much more detail than that. So I'm going to start drawing the wreath, and I will be using not only the digital flowers, but the other flowers, the other flower bundle that came in the kit. So because I know I'm going to have some writing in the inside, I don't want to put the flowers right in the center, so they're gonna kind of hanging more towards the outside so that the inside is left open. So that white little piece of foam paper, I don't know what to call it. It's almost like a foam sheet, but it's very thin. You can find it in the at Michael's in the kids craft section. And it has glue on one side, so it kind of helps if you want to pop an item, a sticker or a piece of something out on a page to kind of make it more dimensional. So now I'm using some of the flowers that came in the bundle, and those are so pretty, so pretty. And I like the ones that this time in this kit, they're single flowers instead of being bundles like the ones you see on the right. You see right there on the right hand side. So these, I wanted to, I guess that's where the idea came from when I saw the single flowers. So now I'm going to attach the digital ones, and there's that little foam sticker sheet. I don't know what else to call it. And I'm just gonna pop out one of the single flowers there. And that one I fussy cut as well from one of the digital sheets that I bought. I get those printed from my local printing store or printing shop because my printer will not do justice to how beautiful these colors are. Now those little leaves, that's actually a punch. It's a Martha Stewart punch. It's one of my favorites whenever I'm using with flowers or something, you know, greenery. And though the larger ones are from a Tim Holtz die cut. And one day I was just cutting, you know, whenever you're working on something and you have scrap pieces of paper, those are perfect to start, you know, die cutting whatever. You know, if you have a punch, you know, punch out a whole bunch of flowers or hearts or stars, and then just have them ready to go. So the two challenges that I've decided to work on, the first one is places I would like to visit this year and why. And the other one is my fresh new morning routine. So I decided to add each of the challenge prompts or the stickers that they show you what the challenges are. One on opposite corners, one on the top right, and the other one's gonna go on the bottom left. And I wanted just to again kind of decorate it a little bit more other than just sticking the little label there. And I use two of the circles that came in one of the sticker sheets. And of course more flowers. And I was trying to see how much, what other things I could add, but sometimes less is more, right? I'm glad that I decided to keep the background clean and not add any paint or anything like that. Although, you know, a blank page like that is always begging me to do a little bit of that splatter effect. But I restrained myself this time. I knew that the flowers were going to be beautiful and colorful, so I just decided to leave it blank. But you will see I do my most favorite thing of all times. I'm sure you're already guessing what I'm going to do all around the page, right? So I added a few more little leaves of those, the punch outs that I was telling you. That's by Martha Stewart. And I was using that little sticker sheet because I didn't want to add, you know, put glue anywhere where I didn't want glue. My probably number 3 most favorite tool to use is that Ike Success glue pen. I seem to use a lot of little things, dots or leaves or hearts, stars, and when they're little you need a very fine tip glue to glue them on, and that pen to me is just perfect. So I'm gonna start the actual doodling part, and I'm going to be using, oh yeah, first I gotta clean up have a clean surface. So then I'm gonna start my doodling like I was saying, and I use this other fine tip pen. This is the water resistant one. I think I was telling you about that a second ago. I like it because, you know, especially with my hands, the ink will not bleed if I was to put, you know, water or anything. So it's perfect, like if you like to work with watercolors, which I do, or with inks, the sprayers. So it's a perfect pen for that. So funny story, this is my second time trying to record this section here. I was talking and my hand wasn't moving fast enough, so I had forgotten to speed up this section here. And I had to start all over because I found myself out of words. Can you believe that? I was like, oh my gosh, what else are we going to talk about? I said, go talk among yourselves. So I went back and I edited this part and then sped it up a lot faster. So I followed my love for Zentangle and used that to create all the little swirlies around the wreath. Now I'm going back with another pen that kind of leaves a little bit of a darker, I guess the tip is thicker, therefore it leaves more of a darker impression. Whatever you're drawing, it's thicker. And since the flowers are so bright and larger, I still wanted to make sure that the doodle part was going to be balanced and be as of a strong presence as the flowers themselves. And so I just keep on going, adding a few more little details, and I am just loving the way the layout is turning out. And then I'm gonna be doing the writing, and you will see how all of a sudden the writing appears. And I wish that this is the one thing I could be a little bit better about, which is slowing down. And I know my handwriting is not as bad as it sometimes it comes out. I feel like I'm just going so fast, and it doesn't. I know I could do a better job, and sometimes that's what I feel like ruins my layouts. I know you'll say no, it's not. I appreciate that. A lot of people tell me that. But I just need to get over it and slow down and do a better job. But there it is. There's my handwriting. And I just talked about, obviously the places that I want to visit this year and why. And something new that I want to start adding to my morning routine. And if you notice, I asked you before, what do you think I'm going to do around the page? And yeah, you guessed it. I'm going to do more doodling. So that is going to almost complete my layout there. I love how it turned out. As always, where there's flowers, there is butterflies. And those are some beautiful butterflies, also from some of the digital kits that you can find at the Print and Snip shop by the Reset Girl. So there's my fussy cutting again, and that's a tiny little one. And it just, again, I feel like it needed just a little bit of a sprinkling here and there of a few more little 3D, not 3D, but two-dimensional accents there. So I also decide to add a few of those little enamel dots. That's my probably second thing that I do all the time, is either splattering some ink or adding enamel dots to most of my layouts. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Please let me know if you have questions. Sometimes I forget to add some of the supplies and people ask me, oh, what about that pen? So I'm going to try to make sure I add everything. But if I don't, and if you don't see it, please let me know. Anything else that you would like to see? I will keep working. Try to make videos at least once a week. This week it turned out a good one because I did 2 of them. And that is all, guys. Thanks again. I hope you have the time to get creative, whether it's with ink sprays or doodling or just playing around with your supplies. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye.